The International Order of Odd Fellows. Written and published by Lord Cabura's Magic Haven. Introduction. Imagine stepping into a room filled with dim candlelight and the hushed whispers of anticipation. It's the early 19th century, and you're in a small lodge meeting of the Odd Fellows, one of the most mysterious and impactful secret societies of its time. Members from all walks of life, craftsmen, teachers, farmers, gather with a sense of purpose. They come together not for fame or riches, but for friendship, for learning, and for the noble aim of helping each other and their communities. As the meeting begins, a man stands at the front of the room. He places his hand on his heart, recites an oath of loyalty to the principles of friendship, love, and truth, and, in that moment, the power of the Odd Fellows comes alive. For centuries, this order has lived by these words, building a legacy that stretches across continents, creating bonds and building trust that transforms communities. Now, this gathering was far from a simple social club or a place for secret rituals. Instead, it was a society bound by unique ideals and a commitment to the welfare of humanity. These men and women, yes, the Odd Fellows have included women through their branch called the Rebekahs, came together under a singular mission. Their purpose was to provide for each other, to look after one another in times of hardship, to educate, and to give back to society. Each member took a vow not only to protect these ideals but to actively practice them. Secret societies have always sparked fascination. We know about groups like the Freemasons and the Knights Templar, but the Odd Fellows remain somewhat of a mystery. This is surprising, given how deeply they've woven themselves into the fabric of society over centuries. They aren't just whispers of the past, their influence is evident in schools, hospitals, orphanages, and community organizations they helped establish. They represent an order that, while rooted in rituals and symbolism, actually made tangible changes in the world, affecting countless lives across generations. There's a reason why societies like the Odd Fellows capture our curiosity. Perhaps it's the secrecy, the symbols, the fact that they've endured for so long, or maybe it's the timeless appeal of a group bound by values rather than personal gain. These lodges weren't merely places to meet, they were places to bond over shared goals and to support each other. The Odd Fellows became a family, a network, a safety net, and a guidepost for people who otherwise had few resources or support. In this audiobook, we'll take a journey into the world of this organization, a journey that will reveal their origins, explore their values, examine the social impact they've had, and try to answer some of the questions that have surrounded them for so long. Who were these men and women who took such solemn oaths? Why were they so dedicated to these principles of friendship, love, and truth? And how did they go from a small group of English craftsmen in the 18th century to a worldwide organization that influenced everything from social welfare to healthcare? Chapter 1: Early Foundations. In 18th century England, society was undergoing rapid changes. The Industrial Revolution was starting to reshape daily life, but the benefits of this progress were far from evenly distributed. Many communities were left to fend for themselves, especially in working-class neighborhoods. There were no safety nets, no government support for those struck by illness, death, or unemployment. This gap in care created a need for a group that would focus on mutual aid, support, and charity, especially for the ordinary people left out of traditional support structures. The Odd Fellows stepped in to fill this void. What began as informal gatherings for people to share in community support quickly grew into an organized movement committed to charitable acts and mutual aid. Here, individuals could turn to their peers in times of hardship, whether they were struggling financially, in poor health, or in need of companionship. The name Odd Fellows has fascinated people for centuries. Why, of all things, would this group call themselves odd? Some theories suggest that their gatherings were unusual, in that people of different trades, religions, and social standings were gathering as equals. This was rare, odd, in a world where social status typically dictated friendships and alliances. Other theories suggest that these individuals' acts of charity and mutual support were seen as odd or unnecessary in a society where each person was expected to fend for themselves. Another story suggests that the name could stem from their odd combination of activities. This wasn't just a social club, it was a society that combined serious moral teachings with the equally serious task of looking after its members' welfare. Together, these people formed a community that worked against the isolation of their time, creating a fraternity that provided an odd but essential lifeline. The Odd Fellows didn't remain a scattered group of do-gooders for long. Lodges began to form across England, creating formal places where members could meet, discuss, and organize. Each lodge took on the character of its community, while still holding to the universal principles of the order. The lodges became hubs for mutual aid, where members could rely on each other for emotional and financial support. A member who fell ill would receive visits and aid, a family struck by tragedy would be supported financially. The lodge was a true refuge for those in need, fostering deep bonds among members. The lodges also became an avenue for personal development. Members could learn skills, engage in intellectual debates, and even gain political influence through the network of Odd Fellows. As time went on, these lodges began to pop up not only across England but in other countries as well, expanding the order's reach and influence. Chapter 2: Expansion across borders. The move to America, a new chapter for this organization. The ideals of the Odd Fellows found fertile ground in America in the early 19th century, where social support structures were similarly scarce. The first American lodge was established in Baltimore in 1819 by Thomas Wilde, an English immigrant determined to carry on the mission of the Odd Fellows in his new country. America was vast, and life for the working class could be uncertain and challenging. Wilde saw this as an opportunity to build a network that would provide camaraderie, aid, and resources to those far from their roots. With Wilde's guidance, the Odd Fellows quickly spread across the young nation, establishing lodges in cities, towns, and rural communities alike. Membership in the Odd Fellows became a way for people to find stability, support, and a sense of belonging in a society that often left individuals to fend for themselves. The Odd Fellows brought with them core values encapsulated in their motto: friendship, love, and truth. These weren't just words, they were principles by which members lived. Friendship meant loyalty to each other in every situation, providing companionship and solidarity. Love encompassed acts of kindness, mutual aid, and charity. Truth was about honesty and integrity in all dealings. These values resonated deeply with Americans who were building lives in often harsh and lonely environments. The Odd Fellows gave people not only a social outlet but a way to build community support systems based on trust and mutual respect. Over time, these values helped the Odd Fellows create a reputation as a society where compassion and duty to others were paramount. As they grew in America, they encountered various challenges, including suspicion from religious groups, who questioned their secrecy, and from political leaders wary of their influence. Despite this, the organization continued to grow, adapting to changing social conditions and proving its value to communities nationwide. Lodges became places of learning, where members could improve their literacy, debate current issues, and prepare for civic engagement. Moreover, the organization became instrumental in establishing social services long before government programs existed. They were among the first to create orphanages, homes for the elderly, and hospitals, marking them as pioneers in social welfare. Through these acts, they demonstrated that the principles of friendship, love, and truth were not just abstract ideals but concrete commitments to improving society. One of the most enduring legacies of this organization was their commitment to charity and public service. Lodges organized food drives, disaster relief, and fundraisers for community needs. Odd Fellows lodges often partnered with local authorities and other organizations to address issues of poverty, hunger, and lack of medical care. Their work laid the foundation for what would later become the social service sector, showing society the importance of caring for those in need. These efforts didn't just help those who were less fortunate, they strengthened the entire community. People knew they could rely on the Odd Fellows Lodge in times of trouble. This support fostered trust and interdependence within communities, creating a bond that would last generations. Throughout history, members of this organization have embodied the principles of their order in remarkable ways. Take the story of James Ridgely, a 19th-century Odd Fellow who championed education and helped create scholarship funds for children of working-class families. Ridgely's efforts allowed countless young people to pursue dreams they otherwise couldn't afford, breaking the cycle of poverty and inspiring others to give back. Another compelling story is that of Sarah Cochran, one of the first women involved in the Rebekah Lodges, an Odd Fellows branch that welcomed female members. Cochran's commitment to the lodge and her community was exemplary. She organized charity events, supported orphanages, and became a pillar of hope for those around her. Her legacy continued to inspire women in the Odd Fellows and beyond, showing that the values of the order transcended gender and societal roles. As the Odd Fellows movement thrived in the United States, its influence soon spread to other parts of the world. Canada was one of the first to embrace the order, where it quickly became part of community life, especially in Ontario and British Columbia. Each Canadian lodge carried the same commitment to charity and mutual aid, adapting Odd Fellows traditions to address local needs. In Canada, the Odd Fellows' charitable work expanded to initiatives in education, supporting local schools, and establishing care homes for the elderly. Australia followed soon after, with the order officially establishing lodges in the mid-1800s. The timing coincided with a gold rush, drawing settlers and labourers who found the Odd Fellows network invaluable for support. The Australian lodges worked in tandem with local communities, setting up hospitals, retirement homes, and support services that would become mainstays in cities and rural areas alike. As members sought stability in a new and often harsh environment, the Odd Fellows provided a foundation of solidarity and mutual aid. Continental Europe also saw the rise of the Odd Fellows, particularly in Scandinavia and Germany, where the principles of fraternity and charity resonated strongly. In these regions, lodges were established with a focus on social welfare, education, and addressing the needs of the underprivileged. These European lodges maintained a sense of shared purpose with their counterparts in America and Australia, creating an interconnected network of people committed to uplifting their communities, regardless of geographical distance. The global expansion of this organization brought with it significant milestones that reinforced its worldwide presence. One such milestone was the formation of the Sovereign Grand Lodge, which became the governing body of Odd Fellows lodges across various nations. The establishment of this body helped standardize practices, rituals, and values across continents, allowing lodges from different countries to operate with a shared identity while still reflecting local cultures. International conventions also became central to fostering unity among lodges worldwide. These gatherings provided opportunities for representatives from different lodges to exchange ideas, celebrate achievements, and reaffirm their commitment to the order's principles. For instance, the Grand Convention held in 1904 in Toronto marked a significant point in strengthening ties across North America, showcasing the order's growth and dedication to service. A noteworthy ceremony occurred in 1927, when the Odd Fellows dedicated the tomb of the unknown soldier in Arlington National Cemetery, an honor that reflected their values of service and sacrifice. This event illustrated the Odd Fellows' deep connection to national and international values of peace, respect, and remembrance. In addition, the Odd Fellows' annual ceremonies, such as the Day of Remembrance, celebrated in lodges globally, reinforced the importance of tradition, unity, and commitment to service across all Odd Fellows lodges. These annual rituals fostered a sense of shared mission, binding members together despite the distances between them. Chapter 3: Core Values of Friendship, Love, and Truth. The Odd Fellows' distinctive three-link emblem, symbolizing friendship, love, and truth, represents the foundation of their principles. Each link binds members to uphold these values in their relationships and actions. Friendship is the first link, promoting camaraderie and mutual support among members. For Odd Fellows, friendship means extending kindness and respect, reinforcing bonds that endure challenges and celebrate successes. Love follows as the second link, urging members to show compassion not only toward each other but to all in their communities. Love, in the Odd Fellows context, isn't merely affection but an active commitment to understanding, empathy, and charity. The third link, truth, anchors the other values by demanding honesty, transparency, and integrity. Truth within the Odd Fellows isn't limited to factual accuracy but extends to living authentically, aligning one's words and actions with one's inner moral compass. Each link reflects a part of the journey that an Odd Fellow embarks on, teaching that the strength of the group lies in unity and that these values must be woven into the lives of all members. This emblem became a unifying mark that all Odd Fellows could identify with, providing a daily reminder of the principles they aspired to uphold. This organization have always emphasized a code of ethical conduct centered on integrity, humility, and the betterment of society. They believe that every member should contribute positively to their community, and this commitment is expressed through countless acts of service and personal sacrifice. Members adhere to a code that includes promises of honesty, mutual respect, and a dedication to social responsibility. This code encourages members to serve the needy, visit the sick, care for orphans, and ensure the dignity of the elderly. Rather than being a set of abstract ideals, these values are actively lived out in the lives of Odd Fellows, providing practical guidance for ethical decision-making. The code of conduct within the order is also reflected in how members relate to one another, viewing each as part of a larger family, bound by shared values. For instance, Odd Fellows are expected to avoid discord within the lodge, prioritize peace in all interactions, and extend support in times of hardship. This ethical framework reinforces a sense of accountability, reminding members that their actions affect not only themselves but the entire order. One of this organization's distinctive characteristics has been its emphasis on inclusivity, long before such ideals were widely embraced. The order believed that the strength of its mission depended on welcoming people of diverse backgrounds and social standings. While many organizations of its time restricted membership based on class or religion, the Odd Fellows promoted a more open approach. Their lodges accepted people from various walks of life, believing that unity could be found in shared values rather than uniform backgrounds. The Fellows' commitment to inclusivity was evident in how they adapted rituals and customs to respect cultural differences, aiming to be a sanctuary where individuals could come together regardless of external divisions. In an era when society was often fragmented along lines of class and belief, the Fellows' open-door policy was revolutionary. It promoted a vision of brotherhood where the emphasis was placed on the character and dedication of the individual rather than their social status or wealth. In addition, the Fellows held that this unity was crucial for achieving broader social harmony, and thus actively worked to foster an environment where members felt valued and respected. Lodges served as places where people from different backgrounds could learn from each other's perspectives, creating a rare space for collaboration and understanding in society. The core values of this organization, friendship, love, and truth, represent more than mere symbols. They are the guiding principles that shape the members' approach to life and their role in the world. By embedding these ideals into their daily actions, the Odd Fellows fostered an environment where ethical conduct, inclusivity, and unity thrived, encouraging members to uphold moral integrity and communal responsibility. Chapter 4: Rituals, Symbols, and Ceremonies. The initiation process within this organization is a journey designed to deepen the commitment of new members while fostering a profound sense of unity. Each initiate is led through a series of degrees, commonly known as the degrees of friendship, love, and truth, which are structured to align with the order's three-link symbol. Each degree represents a stage in personal and ethical growth, challenging members to reflect on their values, purpose, and responsibilities. The degree of friendship is often the first step, teaching the importance of camaraderie in mutual trust. Here, members experience the bond of fellowship that the order treasures, laying the foundation for their journey. In the degree of love, members are introduced to deeper ideals of compassion and empathy, reminding them that service to others is paramount. The final stage, the degree of truth, urges members to embrace honesty and integrity in all their dealings, emphasizing the pursuit of self-knowledge and authenticity. Each of these degrees is marked by unique symbols and lessons, creating a transformative experience that encourages members to strive for excellence in their personal lives. The ritualistic progression through these stages is not only a rite of passage but a moral blueprint, preparing members to embody the values of the Odd Fellows in every aspect of life. The Fellows are steeped in symbols that serve as visual and spiritual reminders of the Order's beliefs. The three links, representing friendship, love, and truth, form the backbone of Odd Fellows iconography, reminding members of their connection to each other and to the values they uphold. Another iconic symbol, the heart in hand, signifies charity and compassion. This image, often depicted as a heart cradled in an open palm, conveys a message of selflessness and the willingness to give without expectation of return. It's a powerful reminder that kindness is at the core of the Odd Fellows' mission. The all-seeing eye, a lesser-known symbol, represents wisdom and vigilance, reminding members that their actions are guided by a higher moral standard. The eye is not meant to intimidate but to inspire reflection, suggesting that members are constantly watched by their own conscience and should strive to act accordingly. Each symbol within the Order functions as a moral cue, encouraging members to remain committed to the values and principles that define the organization. The rituals and traditions of the Fellows are crafted to reinforce community bonds and dedication to service. During a typical lodge meeting, members open with ceremonial greetings, reflecting respect and unity. These meetings are not merely administrative but are filled with symbolic practices that instill a sense of purpose. Rituals include opening and closing ceremonies, the recitation of vows, and the exchange of pledges, which reinforce a shared commitment to the Order's mission. Lodge meetings often feature opportunities for members to express concerns, celebrate accomplishments, and discuss ways to contribute to charitable causes. Members wear specific regalia, such as sashes or emblems, during ceremonies to symbolize their rank and responsibilities within the lodge. These visual markers serve to honor members' dedication while creating an atmosphere of respect and reverence. Traditional ceremonies like the Feast of Friendship or Service Days provide chances for members to participate in community projects or social gatherings, blending fellowship with meaningful service. Through these rituals and gatherings, members experience a profound connection to the Order's heritage and to each other, reinforcing a lifelong commitment to the values of friendship, love, and truth. The rituals, symbols, and ceremonies of the Odd Fellows are more than traditions, they are the living embodiment of the Order's mission. They foster a deep sense of belonging and offer members a path toward personal development while preserving the history and ideals of the Order. These practices create an environment where ethical growth, community support, and spiritual enrichment thrive, allowing each member to feel part of something timeless and larger than themselves. Chapter 5. Social Welfare and Community Service. From their earliest days, the Odd Fellows committed to supporting the vulnerable, particularly widows and orphans. In an era when few social safety nets existed, the Odd Fellows took on the responsibility of caring for those left without family support. Lodges would often organize funds, resources, and even create dedicated programs to ensure these individuals received education, food, and shelter. This work became a defining feature of the Order, with each lodge dedicated to providing aid to local families in need. Through stories of widows and orphans who thrived thanks to this support, we can see the practical ways in which Odd Fellows aim to uplift and protect their communities, embodying their motto of friendship, love, and truth. Beyond individual support, the Odd Fellows left a significant mark on society through infrastructure projects that benefited entire communities. They helped build schools in rural areas, enabling children who otherwise might have had no access to education. The Order also established hospitals and homes for the elderly, often in regions lacking basic healthcare services. For instance, in the 19th century, an Odd Fellows Lodge might rally its members to build a town school or construct a hospital to serve the local population. Such initiatives reflected the Odd Fellows' long-standing commitment to public service and community development, making lasting improvements to the quality of life in their towns and cities. Throughout history, individual Odd Fellows lodges have left their mark in countless ways, often driven by a local need or crisis. In one notable instance, a lodge came together after a town school was destroyed in a fire, pooling resources to rebuild it and even funding scholarships for students. Another lodge funded the establishment of a community hospital that became a key health center for the area. These examples show how the Fellows moved beyond rhetoric to take action, often serving as the backbone of social support and community resilience in their towns. The Odd Fellows were pioneers in offering health and life insurance to members, long before these benefits became common in the workplace or government welfare programs. Through member dues and contributions, they created a form of mutual aid that provided financial support during illness, injury, or even funeral expenses. This early insurance system was revolutionary for its time, particularly for working-class members who otherwise had no safety net. By creating funds to assist members in times of hardship, the Odd Fellows established a model of community-based support that would influence modern insurance and social welfare programs. Alongside financial aid, the Odd Fellows also established healthcare facilities to address the medical needs of underserved populations. Many of their hospitals offered affordable or free care, particularly for Odd Fellows members and their families. In areas where healthcare was scarce, these facilities were sometimes the only option for the local population, representing a critical community resource. By providing services like medical clinics and specialized care centers, the Odd Fellows ensured their legacy extended beyond immediate membership to encompass wider societal welfare. Many of these hospitals and clinics became essential healthcare providers, especially in rural or economically challenged areas. This organization's initiatives in mutual aid and healthcare contributed significantly to the foundations of modern social welfare systems. Their model of collective responsibility and support set an example for later programs that offer public insurance and healthcare assistance. Lodges still uphold this tradition by supporting modern charities, healthcare programs, and community aid, illustrating how the principles established in the past continue to inspire contemporary social welfare efforts. The Odd Fellows' work in these areas demonstrates a long-standing commitment to creating a society where people support one another in times of need. The Fellows' contributions to social welfare and healthcare reflect their deep commitment to service and mutual support. Their pioneering work in fraternal insurance and community infrastructure left an indelible impact, not only aiding members but also uplifting entire communities. By exploring these initiatives, we gain insight into the Order's transformative effect on society, a legacy that continues in their charitable work today. Chapter 6: Engaging with Spirit Guides and Divine Entities. The organization is also steeped in a rich tradition of working with values, symbols, and spiritual principles that guide members towards personal growth, brotherhood, and a commitment to community. The concept of engaging with spiritual guides and divine principles in Odd Fellowship reflects both the wisdom of those who have come before us and the values that shape our lives. These ideals encourage a sense of support, moral guidance, and collective service, drawing from various guides that act as models for individual and communal betterment. Within Odd Fellowship, family and ancestral values are held in high esteem. Remembering and honoring past generations serves as a powerful reminder of the support, resilience, and values they provided. Reflecting on one's heritage fosters a sense of continuity, respect for those who have come before, and motivation to contribute positively to the lives of others. The journey of self-improvement in Odd Fellowship invites members to explore their inner nature through a commitment to its core values. This transformative work asks members to bridge the material and spiritual aspects of life, fostering a sense of purpose that aligns with their highest ideals. Embracing the fraternity's values allows members to cultivate resilience, insight, and wisdom in their everyday lives. Practices such as meditation on Odd Fellowship's values, reflective journaling, and participation in fraternal rituals provide pathways for members to become active participants in their growth. Each principle, friendship, love, and truth, serves as a mirror, revealing personal strengths and areas for improvement, ultimately guiding members toward a clearer understanding of their purpose within the fraternity and the broader community. A fundamental aspect of personal transformation within Odd Fellowship involves shadow work, facing and integrating the less acknowledged parts of oneself. This practice requires the courage to address inner challenges, such as fear, self-doubt, and resentment, all of which can hinder one's ability to live fully in alignment with Odd Fellowship values. Tools for this inner work include journaling about personal challenges, reflecting on fraternal experiences, and seeking support from fellow members. Engaging with these emotions and thoughts helps individuals develop self-knowledge, leading to greater acceptance and balance. Embracing the shadow doesn't diminish one's character, rather, it fortifies it, helping members approach their roles in the fraternity with empathy and authenticity. Awakening inner strength in Odd Fellowship is about tapping into one's resilience, focus, and sense of duty. Members are encouraged to explore exercises that build confidence and clarify personal goals. The symbols used in Odd Fellowship, including the sun, stars, and the cycles of life, remind members of the constant growth, transformation, and renewal inherent in both the natural world and the personal journey. The rising sun, symbolizing new beginnings, the rising sun inspires members to approach each day with a spirit of optimism and dedication. As a metaphor for opportunity and potential, it invites members to commit to personal and communal growth. The stars of fellowship. The stars represent the guiding principles of Odd Fellowship, friendship, love, and truth. Just as stars light up the night sky, these values offer guidance and purpose, helping members navigate life's uncertainties with clarity and compassion. The cycle of seasons. The changing seasons remind Odd Fellows of life's natural rhythms, moments of growth, reflection, and renewal. Members are encouraged to honor these cycles, understanding that each phase has its own lessons and gifts. Through these symbols, Odd Fellowship encourages a greater understanding of the interconnectedness of life, helping members embrace both the highs and lows with resilience and gratitude. Each symbol serves as a touchstone, reminding members of the principles that guide them and the unity they share with others in the organization and beyond. As we close this journey through the profound knowledge of the International Order of Odd Fellows, we invite you to continue exploring, deepening, and sharing this path. The more we learn and grow together, the brighter we can all make this world. If this book has inspired you, resonated with you, or helped you on your spiritual journey, please consider sharing it with others who may also find meaning in its pages. Your support can help this knowledge reach others who seek guidance and inspiration. By subscribing to our community, liking and sharing these teachings, you become a vital part of the ripple effect that brings ancient wisdom and sacred magic to more lives. Thank you.